Hello, everyone. Have you heard about the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show? An amazing podcast with sports stars, entertainment celebrities, and other great guests. Somebody, one host who has no legs, one host who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and another host in Minnesota who can never be found. These guys get amazing guests and topics that no other show can provide, exclusively on your home TV and now the Roku app. That's the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. Check us out, America.
Hi again, everybody.
Hey, whoa, Dave. Let me open the show. I mean, we went out here all week. You know, you had a day yesterday all to yourself. So welcome to the Geary and Stein and Stevens Show. We're going to take you behind the scenes of all kinds of stuff from Dave's victorious day yesterday. Earlier today, we talked to Twins' top pitching prospect, David Festa, and also took a tour of the City of Baseball Museum. But in all seriousness, Dave, I mean, it was a great event. They've been so gracious to us, the Saints staff and front office people. What do you think of how everything was just done this week?
Well, my head isn't too big. I don't have my Saints hat on because it wouldn't fit anymore. But no, it was a great night. It was great to have Troy here. We even had Will around, and it was just very humbling to throw out the pitch and talk to the fans and meet people and stuff. But instead of me talking about it, let me show you what an amazing night it was to experience. Now, I knew it was going to be a special day when Troy and I walked into the Saints press box, and the first thing that we saw was a photo of when I played for the Saints back in 1996. After we checked in, Troy, Will, and I headed to the field to shoot a little pregame show for one of the few times that all three of us are together, and I had my new St. Paul Saints jersey thanks to GM Derek Scherer. After that, it was off to the Saints Baseball Museum for a meet and greet with the fans and a great opportunity to share my story on a one-on-one basis and meet some really wonderful people. I also met one of the newest members of the team, OzemPIG, which of course continues the tradition of a pig bringing out balls in between innings. However, when I tried to get her to pose for a picture, she was less than thrilled. All right, we're good. We're good.
Get it?
All right, we're good. We're good.
Get it? We got it. You got it?
After I survived my Minnesota Wild experience, it was time to be honored on the field. The team put together a great video tribute of my time with the Saints. Then it was time for the first pitch. Now the ground was wet from tons of rain and it slipped out of my hand, but still it somehow made it to the plate. Then, once the game got underway, it was time to head to the broadcast booth to spend a little time with play-by-play announcer Sean Aronson.
Bigby hitting .253, 2 homers and 24 RBI, first pitch of the inning. And that one over for a strike with the slider on one. It is my pleasure to welcome former St. Paul Saint Dave Stevens to the broadcast booth. And you are forever a Saint, as they said when they introduced you. But welcome to the broadcast booth. Welcome up here. How are you?
It's awesome to be up here. It's just it's a surreal night, and I just wish my family and kids could have been here to see, to be a part of this amazing event. I appreciate the Saints and Sean and you and everybody that brought me in to be here. It was like old times for a while, only at a different field.
This one cracked towards right, well hit. Bigby goes back, turns around, it is gone!
And the comeback win for St. Paul capped an amazing day. So yeah, Troy, it was a great night, and but we got a great show ahead coming up in the next break. Who are we talking to?
Twins' top pitching prospect, David Festa.
That's right, and Troy's going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what that baseball, it's called what? The City of Baseball Museum. A lot of old stuff about old Saints, current Saints, Darryl Strawberry, all the famous people, but Troy's going to take you behind the scenes. But first, we got to pay some bills because it costs a lot to fly out here, right, Troy?
It does.
Well, he's in Duluth. He drove down.
Quick 200 grand for me.
So we'll throw to break. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned on the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show.
It's about time.
Looking for shirts as a thicker guy can be difficult, but Fresh Clean Threads has you covered. They're designed with a little extra room in the stomach area, but still a nice clean fit on the arms and chest. They're also so comfortable that my girl loves to steal them to sleep in sometimes. They're easily the best fitting shirts I've ever worn. I get compliments every time I throw one on. People even ask if I've been hitting the gym more. Fresh Clean Threads fit like a designer shirt, but for a fraction of the cost. You've got to check them out.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens from the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. And you know, Troy and I are on the road all the time covering games, doing things, my motivational speaking. But I have connected with LifeWave, which has really changed my life. And it's an amazing patch that not only helps me to live my life, it keeps me very active. Tammy Wellman is joining me. And now, Tammy, you put these patches on me. It is a stem cell regeneration plan. But tell us a little bit more how it works.
Yeah, so these patches are amazing. They're wearable wellness. They're non-transdermal patches. Nothing goes in your body. Your body gives off light. They capture it and they activate your body's own repair system. Your body goes to work to heal things that are in need of healing. Pain reduction, things like that.
It gave me an opportunity to play in the Celebrity Softball Classic. This video of my base hit, I wouldn't have done it without these patches. So please, if you want to know more about this product, go to patchit.life. LifeWave, it's changing my life. Hi, welcome back to the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. We're in the bowels of the St. Paul Saints Stadium, but we are with one of the future stars, we think, and everybody's talking about you. It was funny when I got here yesterday at the ballpark. Everybody's like, you got to see this guy pitch. They've been talking all about you. David Festa joining us. Is there pressure on you when you've got all the outsiders expecting so much?
No. I mean, it's all for, good reasons. I just try to handle not so much the talk outside the lines. I just kind of try to prepare for the work I have to do inside the lines, and everything else will take care of itself.
You're so young, but you seem so focused. I know you went through a lot through the COVID seasons and in college at Seton Hall, but how have you stayed so secure and mature for your age, and now you're striking them out, multiple strikeout games? I mean, it's been awesome to see you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, just the coaching and the people around me have put me in a really good spot. Ever since I was drafted by the Twins, the work and the help they've given me, credit to them, all that they've done, and I'm just trying to take it a day at a time.
And I've always wondered when they say, oh, you're drafted in the 13th round, but you're the number 5 prospect, they throw these numbers around. I mean, does it ever bounce in your brain that, look, I'm more than a number 5. I want to go out there and be the best pitcher they've ever had?
Yeah, I mean, I don't pay too much attention to those prospect rankings, but when I go out there, my job is to get guys out. So, however that may be, that's my main focus of the day. And just preparation. I think it's important to be prepared for any sort of situation. But once the outing ends, I'm already looking forward to the next week. So stuff like that is really how I kind of go about my business.
And David, we've got the All-Star game coming up. A couple of years ago, you had that chance to be in the Futures game. What was that experience like? I mean, there's so many different young faces out there, the expectations, but to be in that big league stadium and doing all those things around the All-Star break.
Yeah, it was great. To be around such a good group of players and to represent an organization like the Twins, it was special to throw in a major league stadium with my family there. It was a really neat experience and something I'm very thankful for.
You're so tall. I mean, was basketball ever a thought when you were young?
Yeah, believe it or not, I was pretty short going into high school, so I didn't hit a big growth spurt till late in high school. So kind of my basketball days were kind of before high school, although I like to play, not so much now because I can get hurt or something like that, but basketball has always been a fun sport for me. I just hit my growth spurt really late in high school, so it's kind of just been all baseball since.
You're literally like 7 or 8 miles away from the show, and you've got guys that are bouncing up and down and stuff. Do you talk to them? Do you pick their minds about what to expect or what they're looking for or what that, all these things that, because again, the pressure, you say there's none, but someday you might be up there, hopefully soon. So I wonder what, do you try to get advice?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to bother some of those guys, but you try to get a feel for it. I think, this spring training, being around those guys was really the time to learn and kind of really take things in, to be around the big league team and to see how those guys go about their business. They're some of the best in the world, and they're great role models, and to learn from them is something really special.
Final question: have you ever built yourself or used yourself in MLB The Show?
Yeah, I did. Very, very briefly. They do this thing where you can kind of get your own card. So I just tried it out a little bit, but I haven't been playing much during the season. But it's always cool to, see yourself in a video game. I feel like that's something, you dream about as a kid. So something cool. But I haven't gotten to do it much during the season.
Well, we hope we see this big guy up in the Bigs League soon. David, thank you so much, and best of luck in the future. All right.
One of the cool things about CHA's field is the City of Baseball Museum. Let's go inside and take a look. This should be fun.
The history of baseball in St. Paul goes back to the 1800s, just like this guy and his handlebar mustache. Back in 1951, the great Willie Mays played for the Minneapolis Killers. Here's a replica of the jersey and a picture of him on the wall. A lot of people don't realize a lot of big-name managers and players have come through St. Paul over the years, like Don Zimmer, legendary manager, and Twins' former first base coach and Saints coach, Wayne Twilliger. We showed you enough in the past, but let's fast forward to the 90s, but who knows better about that than our own Dave. Let me see if I can find him.
Yeah, Troy, I was around here in 1993 for the inception of what we know now as the St. Paul Saints. It all started with Leon Bull Durham. He was the very first former major leaguer to be a part of the St. Paul Saints. And of course, in 96, when I was with the Saints, we had Jack Morris, the future Hall of Famer, who came to the Twins, who was 5-1, but refused to go to AAA. He could have gone to the Yankees and joined Darryl Strawberry, but he refused to go to Rochester and AAA. It was a weird thing, but he did not want to go to the minor leagues, even though he was playing for the Saints. Let's keep on going. We, of course, had Ray Ordonez, who was a great shortstop, made it to the major leagues and played for the Mets, I think, in 1996. And, of course, the king of all Saints, that would be Darryl Strawberry, the guy that I had the opportunity to get to know and play with. Straw, of course, hit 18 home runs in his short time with the Saints, but that got him a call-up and a $3,000 buyout of this check to the Yankees to get him to be in the Yankee Stadium uniform. One of the coolest stories that people don't realize of baseball history was the legendary Isla Borders, the very first women to pitch in the minor leagues. And in fact, Isla was one of our guests back a couple of years ago. Great story, all the stuff that she had to put in and put up with because of the discrimination, and she couldn't come out and all those things. It was a great episode. Go look at it. And of course, we finish up here with Kevin Millar, who got his start with the St. Paul Saints, then ended up going to Boston to play for the world champion Boston Red Sox, and then came back in 2017. He had one at-bat as a DH. What did he do? He hit a home run in his last at-bat as a St. Paul Saint. So that's a little bit of the history that Troy showed you the old. I brought you in with the new. But of course, it's a great field, and everybody outside wants to see history being made of the players that are playing now on the Saints that will get called up to the major leagues.
That was really cool museum right inside the ballpark. So, if, like I said, Minnesota people, if you're down in St. Paul, you got to check it out. We did see some of you in there. Well, maybe part of you, right, Dave? But we had the mural. That never got over here from Midway. Talk about that.
No, they tore down the mural that they had on the old Midway Stadium, and you can check out this picture here. They painted a picture of me and Kirby Puckett and all the guys that have been a part of that, but still great to be a part of this museum, and as you pointed out the other day in the press box, my photo's there. So again, enough about me. We've got so much more coming up on the rest of the show. Troy's heading back to Duluth. I'm heading to Rochester, so next segment you're going to see me in Rochester at the Amazing Day with the Honkers. Troy, your final thoughts before you head out?
It was just a great time to be down here, watch everything unfold, and we got a lot more stuff coming up. We got the Major League Baseball All-Star Game and draft, so that should be interesting. So stick tuned. We got a lot of stuff to offer the next couple of months here.
All right, don't go away. Me and Rochester coming up right after this break.
Looking for shirts as a thicker guy can be difficult, but Fresh Clean Threads has you covered. They're designed with a little extra room in the stomach area, but still a nice clean fit on the arms and chest. They're also so comfortable that my girl loves to steal them to sleep in sometimes. They're easily the best fitting shirts I've ever worn. I get compliments every time I throw one on. People even ask if I've been hitting the gym more. Fresh Clean Threads fit like a designer shirt, but for a fraction of the cost. You've got to check them out.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens for the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show at the Miami Marlins ballpark. And you know what? We get great stars, celebrities, and entertainers on our show, but there's all kinds of great programming and content on Your Home TV. Your Home TV is a free on-demand streaming service reaching global audiences. They feature family-friendly programs with a vast selection of topics and interests. Their platform ideally matches content producers, leading viewers, smart device precision, and immersive HD experiences, plus ease of transaction solutions for everyone. Plus, they've got great shows and content like A Moment of Zen, Financial Freedom, The Retirement Halftime Show, and Make It Happen. And they have all kinds of travel shows, food shows, great programming, and great content. So, for more information, go to yourhometv.com. Check out the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show and all of the other great shows. yourhometv.com. Tell them Dave sent you. Welcome back to the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. I had such a great time with the Saints, but you know what? Now I'm in Rochester with the Rochester Honkers, and I can't be caught in this uniform because I'm going to be hanging out with them all day, so I better change. That's much better. It's going to be a heck of a day, so let's get to the workout. And, of course, I get to coach first base today.
Of course, I was hoping to become a player manager, which meant I had to jump into the batting cage prior to the game to prove I still had it at age 58. Needless to say, I decided to stick to coaching. The Honkers also hosted the Minnesota Millers. They're the only competitive beat ball team in Minnesota, and they put on an exhibition game in center field. Beat ball is designed to allow players with a vision impairment to be able to hit a ball that is making a noise when they make contact. Then they run to one of two locations that also has a sound emitting, and if the runner gets to that base before the fielder can touch the ball, it counts as a run. However, if the fielder gets to the ball, it's an out. And it was inspiring to see these athletes in action.
Oh, that's the other thing that's hard, right? If you're blind or visually impaired, they tell you don't run. Now we need them to run. And so a lot of them don't have that reference on how to run. And so everybody just wants to be a part of something and belong, right? And so that's what it's all about. And we always say we learn more off the field than on the field, and that's true. A lot of these guys learn how to overcome obstacles that they can then use that in personal life, and the camaraderie is great.
This has been great. It's a great confidence booster on and off the field, and not only do I like playing, I like getting new young players going too. If you get that same feel as anybody else, it's the opportunity to do what everybody else is doing.
Once I put the bat away, it was time for the pregame festivities. Once again, I found myself on the mound throwing yet another first pitch, but this time, however, despite the torn rotator cuff, I got this one over the plate. Then the Honkers allowed me to address the sellout crowd to talk a little bit about my life, what I've overcome, and my message that everybody in life deserves a chance to try and live a normal life.
I kind of consider myself Forrest Gump because I've lived a magical life. But I want to leave you with this: is a guy without legs can achieve the things that I've done. What's your excuse? Why aren't you out there giving 100% every day in your job, your school, your life with whoever you're with? Give 100%. Because all of us out there live vicariously through those that are doing good in life, and that's all I'm trying to do anymore. So thank you for the Honkers baseball team. Thank you for being a part of today, and let's play ball!
After that, it was time to wheel up to the concourse to sign a few autographs with a couple other Honker players and meet and greet the fans. After that, it was time to play ball, and after a rough first inning where the Honkers gave up 5 runs, I took my place at first base and found myself waving around runner after runner as the Honkers exploded for 4 runs in the first. I'm not going to take credit, but it sure seems like they were inspired to score a lot. While the comeback was continuing, I popped up to the broadcast booth yet again to spend a little time on the broadcast nationwide. And the Rochester Honkers were able to overcome that early deficit to come back for an 8-7 win. That capped off one of the greatest weekends of my entire life. So that wraps up an amazing weekend for me, man. Playing with the Saints, hanging out with those guys, but this beats it all. Being with the Honkers today, coaching, taking batting practice. It's unbelievable. So continue to follow Geary, Stein and Stevens on all social media platforms, and make sure you start following these guys, the Rochester Honkers, because these guys are all in colleges. They're going to be in the big leagues someday. So thank you for everybody. Thank you to my Honkers teammates. I'm Dave Stevens. That's a wrap from Rochester.
Thank you for tuning in to the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. Follow us on social media. Watch us on yourhometv.com, or now we're on Roku. Download it and watch us. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time, America.